We have to respect John's honesty, but I think he just doesn't have it in him anymore. It's really difficult to perform well on the table when mentally you don't really want to be the champion anymore. But before we discuss that, let's talk about the Devon versus Corey match. Devon said that once upon a time, he somehow managed to become the #1 left arm arm wrestler in the world. His left was pretty good, but now everyone knows that there is a huge difference between his right arm and his left arm. And by the way, John said something which was kind of opposite of what Devon is saying about his left and right arm. Devon said, I don't really have a problem with Corey, but he's got something I want, and that's the #1 spot in North America, left-handed. Devon said that physically he won't be in his best shape ever because that shape was against Gennady Quickvinia, and now he wants to ease a little bit. So maybe again that is the same thing which we discussed in the previous video. He has to put the brakes on the pancake diet which he was taking for the Gennady Quickvinia match because it was such an important match. If he lost to the same guy twice, then it would have looked really bad on his career. Losing to Levan twice is no big deal, but losing to someone who is probably not even top 5 in the world twice, that is a big deal. Devon said that Corey has always thrown him around in practice pulls. He has always been the better guy, so he'll be happy if he wins this match. He was also surprised that despite it being a shutout stakes, he is the favorite against Corey West. People are putting more money on him. I think this shutout game is a risky bet because let's take a look at the Devon versus Gennady match. Devon was so much stronger than Gennady and still he lost one round. It was not a shutout after all. So the gap isn't there in the Corey West match. Maybe even Corey is slightly stronger than Devon. So betting on a shutout in that match is a very risky game. Michael Todd, who knows Corey West better than any other arm wrestler out there, said that Corey is still not full time in arm wrestling. So he can improve even further if he can dedicate his entire life to getting better at the sport of arm wrestling. Michael thinks that Devon will lose some weight, but he'll still be pretty big for this upcoming match. Corey West is stronger than Devon, but Devon is a way better arm wrestler. Michael's prediction is Corey's only way to win is to run him over, maybe within 10 to 20 seconds. I would disagree with that. I think even if the match stops for like 4 seconds, Corey West is done for after that. His gas tank will be empty pretty quick. He has to win by all flash pins. There is just no other way around that. Finally, Michael said that Corey needs to be a level stronger and it is not impossible. Now let's talk about the John Brzenk and Engin Terzi interview. John said that in his early years, in the practice pulls, in the practice sessions I should say, he was really aggressive. He was arm wrestling harder in practice, and sometimes he had a tournament style aggressive mindset while practicing on the table with his friends. Now he has to adjust for his age. The aches and pains are really taking a toll on his body. He has to keep it down. He has to keep the aggression in check. So the example which he gave was he practiced 2 times in 3 days. That was very recent, and that kind of crippled him with pain and soreness for a very long time. So now he has to be extra careful when he's preparing for Yoshinobu Kanai for the past 2 to 3 months. And then somewhat shocking and I would say slightly disheartening comments from John for the John Brzenk fans. Quite honestly, at practices, my left is so much more dominant against guys than my right is. So although John's left was also pretty good, he won WAF. I think he may have won Zloty as well in 95 kilos. I think he definitely did. But since the gap between his left and right was so big, nobody really considered him a left-handed arm wrestler. So hearing that from John, I think it's slightly disheartening for the John Brzenk fans. Yes, he's almost 61, so we cannot expect him to be as strong as he was but still man, in any case, John's left shouldn't be stronger than his right, and if that is the case, then Yoshinobu Kanai is going to be a big problem. When John was asked about some rematches, about the Kidargali Ongarbayev rematch, John said probably not. He has settled in his mind. He was pretty satisfied with the last matches. He had his chance, he did his best, and at this point he does not have any desire to have those rematches. And this is something which I've kept on saying for nearly last 2 to 3 years. Give John Brzenk his rematches. He asked for the Kidargali Ongarbayev rematch probably a dozen times publicly, and still Engin didn't give him that match. Then I talked about the Oleg Petrenko match as well. I said yes, Oleg defeated Ongarbayev. He's probably going to flash pin John, but the last time John won 3-0, so why not give him another opportunity? He asked for the Iraklis Irakashvili rematch as well, and that rematch was also never given to John. So now he has lost all of his hope. He has no desire to compete against these guys anymore, and probably if we judge the path that John's mindset is on right now, he won't have any desire to compete in arm wrestling at all by the end of this year. I know it's a sad video which I made, but this is what I got from that interview, and it's not just me, many people were concerned after watching that. But still, hats off to John's honesty. Like, it's kind of greedy from us to expect him to be strong even when he's like 61 years old. So let the guy rest a little bit. Thanks for watching, like the video, and I'll see you again.